Hello and welcome back to your favorite DFS show. It's Get Tilted. We're here Thursday, December 4th, and we have an already crazy matchup right now going on with Dallas and Detroit, or at least they'll start in 10 minutes. Apparently, Amon-Ra St. Brown is healing quicker than anyone's ever had before from a high ankle sprain, and he's back in, but we don't need to worry about that right now. We can put it in the back of our brain because it's DFS time. We're talking the main slate in DraftKings, and we're starting right now. Right now.
You're listening to Get Tilted, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
I do wish we could play with superhuman Amon-Ra St. Brown, but we can't because he's playing now, and we have to wait for our players on Sunday. But there's no more waiting now because I'm here. I'm your host, Brian Rockwood. Alongside me, as always, Tim Halstad. And we have a lot to talk about because we didn't do a Thanksgiving show. We didn't talk about last week, their main slate. And there's just been so much news that it's pretty crazy in terms of how it affects DFS. So I think we should probably get right into it, starting with my most ambitious play, which it turned out to be a donation to the highest order, and that was believing in Justin Jefferson and Max Brosmer.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, I think we all kind of assumed it would be an awful start for him against Seattle, but did you know it was going to be that bad?
I mean, I think McCarthy is still statistically worse than Brosmer, but boy, did Brosmer look worse. That offense was just... it might as well have just not played. I mean, they couldn't move the ball. They couldn't do anything, really. And unfortunately, it was probably the worst possible matchup for an undrafted rookie to make his first NFL start. And Jefferson is kind of proving that he is not quarterback proof. So yeah, it was rough. He's even cheaper this week, and we'll get into it, but I'm saying no.
I think that was a lesson that I needed to learn. You know, as a DFS player, I'm so hopelessly optimistic when it comes to fantasy football as a whole. And so when I see Brock Purdy come through and he does his, miracle magic, he's now, the 49ers main QB. I'm thinking, all right, Max Brosmer, clearly he can be elevated to a similar level via Kevin O'Connell. I was wrong. Justin Jefferson is unplayable. And that's just a big old whiff. To be fair, J.J. McCarthy has worse numbers than Jamarcus Russell, the biggest bust in history. Now, I do want to say J.J. McCarthy is finding a way to prove us wrong, that he can do something. It's always be a little worse than anticipated. He finds a way. Man, nine has got to get it going this week. But we'll see. We'll see if they can against that defense, the Washington Commanders defense.
Yep.
All right. Anything else that we missed? I know that was, at least in my mind, that was the big one. Anything pop up? The comeback of Joe Burrow beating the Baltimore Ravens. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And has really massive implications for us playing this week.
Yep. Honestly, the biggest thing that jumped out to me, because I love both of these players, always thought they were talented, and it usually just never works, but the emergence of Adonai Mitchell and Dontavian Wicks, they balled out. They looked like they belonged. They actually caught the football when it was thrown to them. And if you played them, you won a lot of money. So it's going to be interesting to talk about them this week. But it was nice to have some cheap, affordable receivers that actually like gave you a spike week for once.
Yeah, I keep thinking to myself, I was one Dontavian Wicks away from getting pretty dang high in the Millie Maker on Thursday.
Yeah.
And man, I didn't think I was gonna get that close. And I mean, realistically, I wasn't that close, but at least I earned some money, more than I thought I was gonna get. And I kept looking at the lineup, being like, dang, I could have had 3,400, 30 points. Hey, that's what we got this week for. Really just bounce right back into it.
Oh yeah.
I think we can just get right into the games because we went pretty long last week. So let's just waste no time and talk about the matchups. So here we are back on DraftKings. We're just going to hop through each and every one of these games, talk about our favorite players, starting with an absolute potential stinker. This is Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, and not really what I thought. Like, I didn't think I was going to have this kind of a bad vibe around a game that had such huge implications for the division and playoffs, with
Yeah.
many important pieces that we normally love.
Yeah.
Thanks to this guy, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, just to get out ahead of it, you just can't play him right now. He isn't going to run. He doesn't look right. The offense is still designed almost entirely around his ability to run, and without that there, they don't score a lot of points, and he takes a lot of sacks to kill drives. And the Steelers defense is some weeks looks like the best in the NFL and other weeks looks like the worst in the NFL. So it's kind of difficult to really predict which one you're going to get, but until Lamar proves it, especially at his price tag, I think we just stay away.
Such a bummer, because you think once he came back, kind of be a plug and play.
Yeah.
Very much the opposite. Very much tanking your DFS lineup, especially being as expensive as he is still. Bummer. That's all I can. That's all I can really say about it.
Yep.
Do you feel inclined to play Old Man Rogers even a little bit?
Goodness, no.
Yeah. Okay. The running back position's a little interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because now Derrick Henry is someone who can do exactly what James Cook did last week, which was put up over 100 yards on the ground in a pretty dominant fashion.
Yeah.
But the Ravens game, the Ravens running game hasn't been what we think it is, what it has been rather, because of kind of Lamar Jackson's injury.
Yeah.
Are we still paying up?
I probably will. It's winter, it's cold. Henry is kind of not gotten great usage this season, partially because of the quarterbacks that he's had to play with and the offense that they've had to run without a healthy Lamar Jackson for most of the season. But, Pittsburgh is relatively average against the run, and Derrick Henry is not relatively average as a player still. So you're hoping for 1 to 2 long touchdowns, and I think he has just as good a chance as anyone to get there. From a price perspective, he's very similarly priced to some better plays, so he will most likely be relatively unowned, which is great for the Millie Maker and large tournaments. He's not someone I'm looking into for small tournaments or cash, though.
It's a tough sell because he hasn't had that same explosive output like Devon Achane, like CMC.
Yeah.
I know we don't have CMC this week, but it's still, I'm with you there. It's not going to be a very exciting click in some matchups for sure, or some formats. What are we doing here with Warren and Gainwell staying away? Because that's my thought.
It's just too unpredictable of a split, and regardless of who's the quarterback, I'm not really that confident in the Steelers' ability to put up points at this point of the season. They're fine as players, but they're both kind of expensive for what you're hoping for from them. So in a non-bad matchup, in a mediocre matchup, I'm probably just staying away from everyone on Pittsburgh, to be honest.
6,000 seems pretty egregious for Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
For what he can, I guess what he can do, you're paying for, but it's not really what he's done recently. It's tough.
Yep.
Wide receiver, I don't even want to talk about, because between the whole lot, no one is exciting, which is pretty shocking to me.
Yeah. Zay Flowers almost was fine last week. I think he had a touchdown called back on a penalty, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he had an OPI.
So he would have got there if that had gone through. I mean, he still got 7 targets. So, the Steelers aren't amazing in the defensive secondary, but he's a thin play for sure. But that's unfortunately kind of just where we're at with all Ravens at this point, is you're hoping that Lamar just turns back into Lamar, but you probably shouldn't play any of them until he does, provably.
You're getting 12 points. That is all you're getting with Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
And if you're happy with that, then sure, go for it. But that's not always going to get you where you need to be.
No.
I don't even want to click DK Metcalf because it's going to make me sad.
Yeah. Just
yeah, I'm just gonna move on because he's just been so bad, and Rodgers doesn't find him, and there's really nothing else to it. He just isn't doing what he was paid to do, and we, the fantasy players, the DFS players, are getting burned by it.
Yep.
Now, Mark Andrews just signed a big old deal. I don't think we care.
He has red zone equity, but he's expensive, and there's better tight end plays on this slate for cheaper and for slightly more expensive. So again, he'll be almost 0% owned, as much as you can be in DFS, but he could get there, but it's not projectable at all. So play at your own risk for sure.
And even like his own teammate is the reason why you kind of can't trust him.
Yeah.
Because Isaiah Likely was the one that could have also gone nuclear if he didn't fumble the ball at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
This was so close to being 20 points and a week winning type of performance. And 6 for 95 is still pretty awesome. And he's $1,000 cheaper. Worth looking at, if not almost a pure punt, and hoping for a big play.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically operating as their wide receiver 3 at this point, more than their tight end 2. So, that's an affordable wide receiver 3 on what is supposed to be a good offense. So, yeah, I think he's a perfectly viable punt play for sure. But going up, was that $500 because of it, is not the best.
Yeah, it's not awesome. And I don't want to touch any of the Steelers tight ends either, because that's pure chaos trying to predict that. Yeah, this game's kind of gross. And something that we kind of want to talk about today a lot is the defenses, because defenses have ended up being pretty important in the past few matchups, or I should say last weekends. Do you want to play either of these? I'm tempted to play the Steelers. Sorry, not the Steelers. I'm tempted to play the Ravens, if anything.
I'm tempted with both. I mean, as long as Lamar can't run, he's taking like 3 to 4 sacks per game. Aaron Rodgers is always going to take sacks because the man can't move. Like, if you get a fumble from either of them because both are banged up, or if you get a lucky interception, like you're going to be perfectly happy. And I don't think either offense is going to burn you. So I would probably play the Steelers because they're cheaper, but I think both are totally viable.
I'm with you on the Steelers for sure, because this is definitely a salary in which you will like hope to get some value, but you're not like begging them to score 20 points from them, right? Like it is a perfect little punt defense, and it's a divisional matchup.
Yep.
Anything can happen, just like last week against Cincinnati, where the Ravens just fell apart.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this game. I don't think there's anything else. Any thoughts? All right.
Mercifully, that's it.
Thank. Let's quickly move to clearly another more, exciting matchup. It's the Atlanta Falcons versus the Seattle Seahawks. Holy moly, this might be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Probably not as bad as last week, what Seattle did to Minnesota, but it could be in the neighborhood for sure.
I'm just going to start with the defense because I'm very curious. They're at 4,000.
Yeah.
For good reason. This defense is truly elite.
Yeah. The fear is that you get what happened in week 12, which is, it's a perfect matchup on paper, and then they just don't try that hard, but they only get 4 points out of it, and then you paid $4K for 4 points, which is very not ideal for defenses, but you're kind of hoping for somewhere in between the Arizona and Minnesota games, I would say, of 15 to 20-ish points. Kirk Cousins is going to take sacks as well. He's going to throw picks. It's really, the question is, does Bijan score a couple touchdowns or not? Because if he doesn't, the Falcons are probably in trouble.
Oh, well, Bijan's not scoring those. Tyler Algier is going to score them, as per the contract, as per the standing operating procedure for the Atlanta Falcons.
You can take Arthur Smith out of Atlanta, but you can't take the Atlanta out of Arthur Smith.
The ideals stay the same. Yeah, I think you are really like you talking about Aaron Rodgers not being able to move out of the pocket. Kirk Cousins is worse right now. Like truly just immobile as immobile can be. Yep. I absolutely see the Seahawks running back a very similar game plan of just saying, yep, it is time for us to split every down and let's see who can stop it. Like, can you get the ball out fast enough? Do you have anybody to do anything about this? And I can definitely see a bunch of sacks. I can easily see a couple of picks.
Yep.
If you want to lose, you can play the Falcons defense, which is weird because they're not necessarily bad, but they get hosed by the offense in just short games, short yardage like situations.
Yeah. You're basically fully gambling that Sam Darnold has a pumpkin game, and if he doesn't, you're just out of luck. So it's not a terrible bet, but it's not a fun bet either. It's going to be you're going to know within the first 10 minutes pretty much, oh, that was a mistake, or, oh, that might work.
Though, looking at how Sam Darnold has played the past few weeks, he hasn't been necessarily awesome.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of hope. Like, I don't think we'll see 4 interceptions again.
No.
But there's
yeah.
I don't know. This game was a wash. That really hurt you. Because you knew it was going to be a good game, at least for Seattle.
Yeah.
But wasn't needed.
I don't know if he will be this week either.
Which means we absolutely want to look at our running backs. I think this is kind of where you're going to make the most of your money here. Bijan Robinson, Ken Walker, and if you feel so inclined, Zach Charbonnet. I don't hate any of these plays.
Yeah. I think Walker popped up on the injury report today, but I don't know what exactly.
I did just see this. His glute.
I think that's what he was injured with last week as well, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh yeah, Walker also dealt with a glute injury last week, but
Okay.
avoided designation heading to the week.
So since it's the same injury, he's probably going to play since it didn't sound like he aggravated it or anything. So
Yeah,
it,
not too worried there. He's
yeah,
done a pretty good job of avoiding injury this season, knock on wood.
yeah,
Which is very out of character for Ken Walker. So love that for us. I am very tempted to just say I might try to play Bijan Robinson. Just so dang expensive.
yeah.
No Jonathan Taylor. But man, 8,500 is pretty tough.
You can never fully fade him and just say that he won't get there because he absolutely can, regardless of defense. But it's not a fun bet, especially with the running backs in that tier and the game environments that they're in. He's got the worst one of the bunch in that top echelon. So you're hoping for at least a long rushing touchdown, and you're hoping for 4 to 8 catches for 60 plus yards, and then you'll get there. So it's a thin bet, but it is probably a bet worth making at least once.
Yeah, and the last time we saw Kirk Cousins before the Jet game, there was a little concern that Kirk Cousins was not throwing Bijan Robinson the ball.
Yeah.
The 7 targets last weekend makes it so much more comfortable, and puts us in a position where we can actually kind of predict a lot more targets. So,
Yep.
Yeah, with you there. I think he gets it. I mean, I do think 5, 6, 7 catches are absolutely in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
If you don't, I don't think you want to do this. This seems too chaotic.
Not against Seattle.
Yeah. All right. No more. No more thoughts on that one.
Yep.
At the wide receiver position, JSN, he burnt you last week. I did see that you put him in our Fantasy Now Plus contest. I think you just queue him up right again. I feel like no fear.
I mean, before that week, I don't think he scored under 18 all season, if I remember correctly. No, he had a 13.
A singular 13 score.
Which I think he got tackled on like the 1 in that game.
Right. I remember that game. Yes.
So, he's the guy this season. You just play him every week. He is most likely not going to do that again.
And he might get to 2,000 yards receiving. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. He's just that good.
Yeah, they're probably going to try and get him there. Yeah. So
Gibbs the big catch and run. All right. That's so good. That's so good for us, except I didn't play any showdown slates today because I don't think there was a chance that I could accurately pick who was scoring what today because everyone's going to get some.
I mean, I can't even imagine how chaotic that was with Amon-Ra being ruled in the last 30 minutes before lock. Like, there's probably so many dead lineups out there that are just like, here's Isaac Tesla, and here's their third string tight end, and
what Ross Dwelly? He was gonna get there. Come on. Yeah, I don't. That's why I just don't mess with it. It's just too much. I not that, Well, I am scared. I am scared to play showdown slates because it is a lot, and you have to be right there at 7:45. Be like, all right, what's happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, like we've talked in the past. Like you've done a few, and it's almost more random than the normal.
And you'll never actually win $1 million because whatever lineup you come up with is going to be duplicated 32 times, and then you're just going to split it 32 ways. So it's like you're the luckiest you'll ever be in your life, and you don't get $1 million for it.
You get $100 for your efforts.
Thankfully, not quite that bad, but still, when it should be $1 million and you get 20K, it's definitely a little sobering to be like, well, that's a bit of a difference, but won't complain, but can kind of complain.
I know. We don't. I mean, they only get half of it with taxes, but we're not gonna get. That's for our different podcast, a different show. called Fantasy Football and Finances coming next summer. Anyway, Drake London. If he's gonna hop in, I don't even know if he's playing,
I don't think he plays.
and I don't think you play. I don't think you play him if he does.
No,
Not in DFS.
I don't think you play any Falcons besides Bijan.
I'm not convinced that this player is any good.
He's not. And Kirk Cousins is also definitively not good. So that just kind of always rules over if the player is good. Is just the quarterback's not. So
Yeah. All right. The tight end, I think you can play to Kyle Pitt. He's 4,200. That seems a little high.
that's why I don't. You can't.
Okay, just kidding.
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
There's another tight end that's $100 more that we'll get into later. That is a far, far better play than Kyle Pitts. So
full disclosure, I actually didn't really look at any of the prices before today. So this is kind of the first look I'm getting. So all these reactions are pure and honest reactions, and I mean that in the fullest, because 4,200 is pretty absurd for Kyle Pitts, but I get it. I get why he is a target hog with Kirk Cousins, and they're gonna need to throw the ball a ton. So I get it, but
yeah,
I'm good. AJ Barner, no,
nope,
don't. Elijah Royal, I don't think he has put up points, so we can move on from that.
Yep.
And we talked about defense already, so I think we can move on and head over to game of the week. Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns. Oh my gosh. Someone has to win this game, apparently.
I mean, they don't have to. They could just end in a 0-0 tie.
Despite their best efforts, someone may score by accident.
Yeah. And it's probably Quinshon Judkins.
I am tempted, but not a lot, just a tiny bit, to play Shadur. The problem is he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He just doesn't do anything for fantasy.
He doesn't run. He's probably not going to get many passing touchdowns because they do not trust him at all in the red zone. So it would have to be a couple bomb touchdowns, which is pretty unlikely.
That was my biggest takeaway from week one. Was the Quinshon Judkins, both red zone targets or red zone trips, just wildcat.
Yeah.
Says all you need to know, especially against the Raiders. Just shocking, just lack of confidence. Jamie Prague, no, you're not. I'm going to the Browns game, $11 for the ticket.
You're gonna pay more.
If you're truly going, please send a picture in the Discord, because I need to see the stands. I need to see who's showing up and how many Nashville folks traveled to Cleveland to get to this game.
There are literally dozens of us.
Dozens. I'm such a goober. I just realized your avatar, I'm pretty sure, is a dog for the Cleveland Browns. That makes sense. But man, good for you. Bundle up, please. Enjoy the parking lot festivities to the fullest. Sitting in the dog pound. Yeah, all right, okay, that's fair. That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
and especially when I don't know how often they do leaps in the end zone, but at least you'll be able to hang out with Quinshon Judkins for a minute, because he will get in the end zone for sure.
Yeah, I don't see how he doesn't, unless Dylan Sampson might miss this game, so he might even get some passing work on top of the rushing work, and they're not going to pull him out for Jerome Ford around the goal line. So whether it's a big play or whether it's the one or two times they actually get in the red zone, I'm almost confident that it's going to be him.
Yeah. No, I think he's just a safe play. I think the Titans showed kind of what they're about last week against the Jaguars. They let Tootin score. They let Etienne do what he wanted to do. Judkins, I think, is better than both versions of those players. So,
yeah,
totally agree. I actually like this pick a lot. Do not even think about playing any Titans players. I know I'm on the running back tab, but this goes for everybody. And while you're at it, don't play any of the wide receivers either. On either team.
Nope.
No business being on your roster.
Yeah. Unless you have a crystal ball and can foresee Chimere DK getting 2 return touchdowns to at least get you 12 points, but he's not fun. You kind of mentioned the sticker shock of the prices. I am not releasing a values article on the site this week because there are not very many values that I can reasonably tout. So it is difficult in this day and age. Like 4,500 for DK against the Browns, like absolutely not. That man should be 3,200.
The fact that anybody is above 3,100 in this lineup is an affront to our intelligence. But I get it. Hey, like for what it's worth, you never know if Judy catches a bomb touchdown, right? Like I don't know. He barely missed last week. Truly, whatever. But like that's not where I'm interested in. Like I'm not really interested in trying to gamble on these guys.
Yeah.
However, Jamie, your stepson Harold Fannin is probably the only pass catcher in this entire game I'd be willing to play.
Yep. He's one of my favorite tight ends on the week.
Like I feel like he had a very big start of the season, and all of us Dynasty folks got really excited because we know exactly the type of player he is. Extremely dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's a really great athlete, and he showed it early and often that he could be what we thought he was from college.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of just middling because his offense is so bad.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Much like not in the same vein as Lamar Jackson, but it is still a bummer because he can be so much better. So when they get a real quarterback, he's gonna be so good.
Don't worry, Deshaun Watson is practicing.
That will save the season, surely. Oh my god! All right, defense. Yeah, play the Browns.
And the Titans.
You could easily play the Titans. I think, Titans were a defense I liked kind of last week because they were 2,200. So the same vein of I think they can get some, cheeky points. And then they got just kind of rolled over in the second half. Yeah. That was a bummer. I think this game is going to be a little different. I think they get to Shitter, and I think Shitter Sanders has been pretty safe with the ball. I think he can't do that forever because he can't just keep playing scared.
Yep.
All right. Now for a real good game, and one with pieces that I hope we get to play with, but looks like DraftKings is telling us a little rain. So hopefully it stays nice enough for them to play. Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars for the division. I don't know if I'm playing either quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence is the one that's probably the more exciting of the two.
Yeah. I think both are playable. I agree that Lawrence is more playable, but I know Daniel Jones probably isn't going to run with the fracture in his leg, but I think he could still easily get there in 2 to 3 passing touchdowns in a random week. So I think both are playable. Neither are too expensive. I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence is going to be the cash quarterback. So we will see how that goes, but he's running the ball a bit more the last few weeks. He's looking consistent. He has an actual wide receiver now because Jacoby Myers has somehow returned. And yeah, I think Lawrence is pretty playable, but it's never going to be fun because it's Trevor Lawrence.
It's just been like that whole season. Close your eyes. Don't watch him play football. Just enjoy the fantasy points as they come in. I do think there's hope for Jacoby Myers and even Brian Thomas Jr. to be a little irrelevant because they will need to throw the ball. This is going to be a close game. I don't know if the Jaguars defense will keep them in it the same way that they've had in previous games. So Lawrence is definitely someone to kind of highlight as an option in a relatively reasonable price range. Like you said, Daniel Jones, he's not going to run, and it kind of you can see here too, 1-for-1.
Yeah.
And the good news is the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is not nearly as good as the Houston Texans defense. They're no slouch.
Yeah.
I think this is fine. I do think when you're looking at the two, they kind of have a similar, honestly, kind of just similar ceiling. So might as well just save some money on QB and play Lawrence if you're gonna pick between the two.
Yep.
All right, is he at 10,000 again? I like Lawrence this week. He's in my top 10. Yeah. I don't disagree. I'm not sure if he's in my top 10, but he's pretty dang close. I think there's a real likelihood he can fall, like he can get into the end zone just running, and boom this week.
Yeah.
All right, he's no longer 10,000, but Jonathan Taylor, he has been quote unquote quiet the past 2 weeks. Definitely against KC. Last week, not so much. He just didn't get in the end zone. Still too high at 93.
I don't think it's too high. McCaffrey not being on the slate makes it easier to want to play Taylor. And with Bijan being in a similarly gross matchup, Jacksonville's really good against running backs for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, you kind of just, same with Bijan, you just have to play him at least once if you're doing multiple lineups. I think if I had to make one lineup, like, he's not going to be in our lineup, I don't think. But what was it? Three games ago, he scored 52 points. Like that is on the menu. That is a possibility. It's just hard to project. So you should play him, but don't expect 50. Just be happy if you get 25.
Yeah, don't get greedy. You can't get too ahead of yourself. Just ask for 40. Not so hard, right?
Yeah.
Between the two Jacksonville Jags running backs, I am like between 6,300 and 4,800. I would just play Tootin because he is their red zone guy right now.
Yeah.
I think he could have had 2 touchdowns if they didn't. I think he maybe got stuffed on the first attempt, and then they passed it for a touchdown on second down.
Yeah.
Which is so strange to me. This dude is like a track star, and they're putting him in short yardage situations. That's pretty great. Like, I know Liam Cohen's cooking with that one because I don't see how those really correlate. But hey,
that's the crazy thing. He's like 215 pounds. That's why so many people loved him in Dynasty, is he ran that fast at that size. He's much larger than ETN. So
football's a crazy sport.
Yeah. Please give him the backfield next year, Jacksonville.
No, when you gotta look at this. Come on, give him. I actually had no idea he was close to 1,000 yards. I didn't really think he was doing. I knew he was having a better season, but dang, give you ETN. Go get a bag somewhere.
Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully.
But not this week. Yeah, I'm not going to play either of them. They're just
no.
They're
I'm
vulturing each other, and they're too expensive.
Just save your money. Just play something else more reliable, right? We're just trying to look for more reliable options. At the wide receiver position, like I just mentioned, BTJ, I'm shocked he's leading the salary. Is that only because Parker Washington is gone?
I think I honestly think DK priced this to trap people into playing him. Like, everyone's just going to be like, well, what if he turns into last season BTJ? He's not. He's just not going to be that this season. He has been injured all year. He has to work through the yips. He still has them. They're at least utilizing him a little smarter now with Jacoby Myers in the fold, but Lawrence likes Myers and Washington a lot more because they will go over the middle and catch the ball. and Lawrence doesn't really throw outside the numbers as well as we were all hoping for him. So I think BTJ is just kind of fancy MVS this season, which is disgusting to say based on what he did last year, but it's just not there this year.
Yeah, I think all I can hope for is a bounce back next year. This is just a wash.
Yeah.
Bummer. And yeah, Jacoby Myers, maybe for $200 less. Maybe. He's getting ramped up, and
I think I'm playing him.
feel it. You like I think he's gonna end up being in a couple of my lineups just because I'll be like 5,700. I have felt is like a pretty common last bit of value.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to like get it between like 58 or like 56. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just happy he's on a real team.
Yeah, with a still not a great quarterback, but at least a real quarterback.
Yeah, and a real offense.
Yeah. I think you can play a lot of pass catchers in this game. Like I like both of the primary Colts, Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce. Again, Jacksonville is a solid defense, but they're nothing crazy. They're not amazing. Pittman and Pierce get targets in most games, and when they get targets, they usually will give you fantasy points in this offense. And I think you can play the tight ends, both tight ends as well. Tyler Warren, I want to say, had the best game of his career so far last season. I might be wrong on that. No, I guess that wasn't as good as I thought it was.
He was dealing with like a flu-like thing.
That's
So
right.
he ended up not quite getting where he wanted to be, but I love the idea of playing Tyler Warren in this matchup.
Yep. I think Brenton Strange is also a decent play. He is very involved since he's come back. He's scored well. He kind of is doing what we were hoping that BTJ would do, and Lawrence seems to trust Strange more than BTJ at this point. So I think he's a perfectly playable tight end and probably even a viable flex play if you're going to go double tight end.
Which we have seen a couple times this year. Double tight end is playable, is the truth. Just got to find the right matchups.
Yep.
You want to play either of these defenses? I want to say no. I don't want to play against the Colts. And I don't know if the Colts are going to be able to stop the Jags as well as we want them to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to the Colts simply because Trevor Lawrence will have games where he just falls apart, but it's kind of expensive to pay up for that slim chance. It's kind of the same thing as going against Sam Darnold. It's like you can play it hoping for the pumpkin game, but that's pretty much your only hope is that it's the pumpkin game.
Which might never come. Never know. I mean, at least for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
It's happened a few times. But, you know, things get weird. Not every time they're going to throw 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and also throw 3 touchdowns. The Trevor Lawrence special. All right, I think that's it for that one. Let's talk about the Commanders and the Vikings in Minnesota. JJ McCarthy back on the menu. I don't think anyone else is on the menu, though, for the Vikings.
I don't think McCarthy's on the menu, to be honest. I mean,
no,
he doesn't score touchdowns. He just throws picks. Jaden Daniels put in a full practice today. He might play. And if he plays, I'm playing him.
This would be the lowest he's been all season. Yeah, at 6,000. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm with you, considering just what he brings to the table. I know the Minnesota Vikings defense is very good, so that stinks, especially since he's coming off of an injury. Though it was his non-throwing arm.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's an arm, not a leg, so he's going to run. They're probably going to get good field position multiple times because McCarthy's going to throw picks or fumble or both. Yeah, if he's playing, I'm just going to ride it out. I don't think there's I don't think he's cost prohibitive, and there's always a chance that he just has a nuke game unexpectedly, and you can get him for $1,500 cheaper than you normally would.
Yeah, I think this seems like a layup, and if he's not, honestly, Mario's not that bad of a play in his absence, right? Like he's been pretty great, both for real life football. I mean, kind of great for real life football. They've lost a bunch of games, but he is good for what we're trying to do here. So just keep an eye out for practice reports. Both of these players are in play.
Yep.
The running backs are gross. I don't know if I want to. The only name I think I will really bring up is Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah. It's still a three-way timeshare, unfortunately. They're still giving one or two drives to Bill. He's doing nothing with them. And Jeremy McNichols still gets like all the third down work. So I'm more interested if Jaden Daniels plays because the offense will be better most likely. So you have better shots at touchdowns on short fields, but he's like one of the only running backs under 5K that you can even talk yourself into this week. So he's on the menu, but it is not a fun prospect whatsoever.
And on the other side, Jordan Mason, kind of only playable in my mind if Aaron Jones misses this game.
Yeah, and even then, it's like the Commanders are god awful against the running back, which is the only reason we're even talking about this. But yeah, Aaron Jones has to miss, and you kind of just have to hope that KOC is like, we're going to run the ball until Washington stops us. And that then and only then is JJ McCarthy going to throw. And then you might get there with Mason, but he's unfortunately not even that discounted, despite how bad he's been this year. He's 5,800.
That's brutal. And that's absolutely them accounting for the fact that Vikings do not trust JJ McCarthy. Yeah. It has to be him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough ask for 5,800. But hey, like I said moments ago, this is a price range where you're gonna stare to flex. You're like, well, all right.
Yeah, I'd rather play Jacoby Myers over Jordan Mason. So, yeah,
same. It's much more of a ceiling.
Yep.
I don't want to even mention Justin Jefferson. I don't even want to look at him. He makes me so sad. So I'm not even going to talk about it. Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, maybe.
Terry
McLaurin's 5,200.
Yeah, after having a nuke game in his first game back, and now he might get Jaden Daniels back. Like, I am smashing the button on Terry McLaurin at 5,200.
I'm in. Sign me up.
Yeah. I have no idea why his price is exactly the same.
14 targets. Yikes.
I
mean, that's awesome. That's so good.
Yeah. Wasn't that the Monday night game?
This was the Monday night game against Denver of all teams.
Yeah, but that's why his price is the same, is they already did their pricing before he played. So they had to kind of guess on Washington.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm smashing the button while he's this cheap.
May I offer you a Treylon Burks?
the best 7.5 points of all time.
He'll remember it for days because he actually stayed on the field.
Yeah, and on the team.
Oh, God. Tight end. Zach Ertz also came off of a crazy 13 target, 10 catch game.
Yep.
I think he's in play. I don't know if I will, but certainly something you could look at.
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, we've said it the whole thing. They're going to have a lot of touchdown opportunities, I think, and all he needs is one, and he's going to get you there regardless of how many targets he earns. And he's probably not going to earn 13 again, but he could easily earn 6 to 7, and you can get 4 for 40 and a touchdown and feel perfectly happy with that.
Say no more. I also do think he plays a little better with Jane Daniels, probably due to the fact that Jane Daniels is a little better than Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a trust factor there as well. So if it is Daniels, I would say it's doubly so. I feel you can play a lot of these Commanders players.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good about the stacking, and hopefully see the benefit.
And play the Commanders defense.
This is such a good salary for a team that will, like, the Commanders defense isn't very good. But they don't need to be.
Yeah. This is the Titans play all over again.
Yep. The other half of this is you have to hope. Like, if JJ McCarthy has any shot of being, staying in this position next year, he has to come through.
Yeah.
And my betting brain says he's not. Nothing changed between his one missed concussion week and what he is today.
Yeah. I mean, he's sat now for a year and a half under the tutelage of multiple solid starting quarterbacks and the quote unquote QB whisperer as his head coach. Like, I don't think it's just going to flip a switch and he's suddenly good. Like, Jamie mentioned it. He is the second worst quarterback in certain metrics of all time ever, of any recorded history. But like, only Jamarcus Russell is worse. And that's not great company.
When you get lumped in with the guy who allegedly didn't read the playbook when he was only asked to do the one thing, yeah, it's not awesome for your outlook.
Yeah.
All right. Game update. Amon-Ra St. Brown with a 27-yard catch and a Gibbs TD. This is so good. I cannot believe Sun God is playing right now, but I am thankful. My home league thanks him, as I didn't need to play Tesla today. Wow. I am in awe of the pure dog levels of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
But we have a bunch of games left, and we are taking our sweet time. So we're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll get back to the games. And we're back. Let's head over to the AFC East, where Miami and the New York Jets are doing battle. There's not a lot of players I'm really interested in this game in particular, except for Devon Achane and maybe Adonai Mitchell. Any interest in the QBs? Tyrod did have a good game, but I don't know if that was really him or a product of the Atlanta Falcons. Sell me on someone.
I'm kind of interested in both of them. I mean, these are two bad defenses. They don't really get to the quarterback. They don't really cause turnovers. And, both quarterbacks are statuesque and they're not very good in real life football. But at least for Tua, he's in an offense that can put up points in theory that we've seen. And, if the inevitable 50-yard touchdown to Achane is a screen pass instead of a rushing touchdown, I mean, Tua could get you a nice 16 to 20 points for a cheap cost. And then I think Tyrod Taylor's playable again. He's probably the cheapest playable quarterback on the slate. He did well against a solid Falcons defense last week. I don't think the Dolphins can really disrupt him all that much. And now that he has superstar Adonai Mitchell, like, he can hyper target someone and can kind of just get dragged to a good fantasy game just off of one or two players. So I'm willing to play him again this week.
Superstar Adonai Mitchell is incredible, but you're not wrong, because when someone does truly put up 8 for 12 or 8 of 12 for 102 and 1,
Yeah,
all right, sure, why not? We've been saying great things about Michael Wilson, who's doing the same exact thing.
Yep.
Why not give him Adonai Mitchell his flowers?
It's not like anyone else is going to out earn targets. Like, John Mechie's solid, but he's not going to just be the one now. Mason Taylor's never going to be the primary guy. Garrett Wilson's not back this week, and I don't think he's back next week either. So I think you just continue to play Mitchell at this point until failure, I guess, which could happen at any time, but it also might not.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Mechie because he did have 8 targets, but I know he dropped a ton. I think he had 3 or 4 drops in that game, including one which would have been a touchdown. I think that will probably dictate the trust level going forward, truly. Yeah. And I think that will only benefit Adonai Mitchell. And at 4,600, that seems like a fantastic price to just, again, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to pay up somewhere else.
Well, it kind of sucks that they also bumped Mechie despite having a bad game. Like, only being $100 less than the guy that just put up 28 points is a weird decision, but I think either are playable. I don't know. Last week I was okay to double stack. I might be okay doing that again. Like I said, there is very little value on this slate, so you kind of have to claw for it where you can find it. So I think it's perfectly viable to double stack them and then just fill out all the great pieces around them. But yeah, I think we just trust that the defenses are that bad, because so far they have been that bad.
And they truly have been tragically bad. And, if he wasn't close to 7,000, I would think about playing Waddle.
Yeah.
But this feels way too expensive for someone who hasn't done it in a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, it is the Jets. So I could see it.
And man, do the Jets just love doing stupid stuff and giving points away for free.
Yep.
So I see the path. Would you play AD Mitchell over Debo? I almost want to say yes.
I would say yes.
I forget, Debo's not necessarily banged up. I don't know if I saw him have something lingering, but no, I would probably say yes, only because the matchup's a little better. Like the Minnesota Viking defense is good. Like, were. It just the problem becomes when the Vikings inevitably turn the ball over. Like, who's Washington going to look to in the red zone? And I feel like it's usually like Rodriguez, Ertz, or McLaurin, or JD, or JD is just going to run it in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and with McLaurin back, he's not the only guy left anymore. He has to actually earn his targets now. So, and he's more expensive than McLaurin. So from a DFS perspective, I'm definitely playing AD Mitchell over. In season long, it's more of a conversation. I think if you need floor, I'd be fine with Debo, but if you need to absolutely win this week, I would rather gamble on Adonai than on Debo.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep with you. Don't get cute. Don't play anybody else on the wide receiver side. Like, I love Malik Washington. Don't. He just simply does not give you the value you need.
Nope.
All right, Achane is only 8,800. Yeah, baby. He's in.
He's the lock of the week for sure.
He is. I'm just gonna just gonna put him right in there, because it's just he is just I could talk an entire hour about how insane Devon Achane is in terms of a fantasy value, just like a pure cheat code on your own real life football team, and the Dolphins are just man, come on, God, I'm happy that the Dolphins are in the AFC East because the Patriots get to, get a couple free wins. But
yeah,
and yeah, this guy is just such a stud.
Yep, He did all that last week with 0 catches. The man who usually gets like 6.
How? That's absurd.
It happens, but that's how good his floor is even if there's a week they decide he's not a receiver anymore, he can still just get there as a running back.
Just truly, just like the best dual threat. Brees Hall is in play.
Yep. I think he's pretty chalky as well, honestly.
And that's kind of, I was gonna say, I think that's kind of just my end of my thought. You can play him for sure.
Yep.
He's just going to be good. It's like he doesn't really catch the ball though of late, which is bizarre. Like he can do this, so I don't know why he doesn't just keep doing this.
I mean, when you look at the target share last week, I mean, Mitchell had 12, Mechie had 8. I want to say Mason Taylor had more than 5, so there wasn't much going around for Hall in that game anyways, but he can get there, same as Achane. It's just not going to be fed quite as much.
I don't understand them, and I never will. Those New York Jets.
Yep.
All right, tight end. Mason Taylor, don't play. I think he's just kind of not going to get you there. But like you said, he is getting a bunch of targets. He's not doing anything with them. Easy skip. But this guy,
play
I think he's in. I think he's in for sure. He had a couple red zone targets. One went over his head. I think one maybe, I don't know, just didn't get there. But he is immediately a part of their game plan.
They basically are using him like they used Jonnu Smith last year, and he's producing like Jonnu Smith produced last year. Like he would be one of the league winners if he hadn't gotten hurt. And I think he honestly could be a league winner in the playoffs of your fantasy leagues. So he's on the menu for me for sure.
The defenses skip him.
Yeah.
In my mind.
They don't force turnovers like neither of them do. So you're just kind of hoping that they accidentally get a turnover instead of forcing one.
Yeah, with Tua turn the ball over on one side, the Jets defense could be a good dart throw. But I don't even know if they've even scored positive points recently. Yeah. This is why we told you to play the Titans defense.
Yep.
This wasn't even with Shadur. So get excited. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. If you really want to save money, sure, play the Jets defense. But I think there's still so many other better, cheaper options.
Yeah, they're not even that cheap. At 2,500, there's like 5 defenses cheap. So I'd rather just play them.
All right, let's get out of here. All right, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, an NFC South face-off featuring one team that might get a first overall pick next year.
Yep.
It all depends on this one man who has surprisingly been fine in a fantasy lens. I don't hate him as a start.
Yeah, I think he's playable. Like all early season in that values article, every week I just put in Spencer Rattler because he wasn't failing and he would just get you 12 points over and over again. And Shuck's kind of just doing the same thing. Like there has really not been any meaningful change in how the offense has looked between Rattler and Shuck. So yeah, like if he runs the way that he did last week, he's going to get you there. If he gets the 2 touchdown passes, then you're happy. And there's also the chance that he just does nothing and you get 8 points out of it. So I like Tyrod Taylor over him straight up, but I also like him more than like Shadur or Geno Smith or players like that. So I think he's viable, but not fun.
It's totally dependent on if Chris Olave is healthy, in my mind.
Yep.
If he's not, I think he's kind of out of the question. I think it's not worth it because I don't know if I want to bet on Devon Bailey doing what Chris Olave can do.
Yeah.
I have Strange as my TE7 this week, and I feel like that's too low. No, I think that's fine. I don't think that's radically too low. Because when you start listing off a lot of the tight ends that are playing this week, you kind of go, oh, I don't know if he's better than that guy. Like, is he really better than Bowers or I mean, he's not better than Bowers. He's not better than McBride. He's like Loveland. I'd still probably play over him. Like you slowly work through it and you go, all right, yeah, I see the path.
Yeah. Basically, everyone after McBride and Bowers is just who catches the touchdown. That's who's your tight end 3.
Pretty much. Week. All right, and we are. I know I'm like looking at Baker. I'm not very excited, but he's Baker. He just kind of is.
I mean, it's supposed to be rain for one, so it does put a damper on things, literally. But Mike Evans is practicing, and I don't know if he plays, but if he does, then I'm interested in Baker with multiple good weapons back. I don't think I am if Evans misses this week, though, if it's just Igbuka and Godwin.
I don't know if he's playing this week. I think next week is probably a more realistic time for him to get back because they want him back for the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
And, they obviously have to win this game. Like, they still, they're somehow, some way fighting the Carolina Panthers for the NFC South.
Yeah.
So they do have to kind of worry about winning these games and then also being healthy for the playoffs. My guess would be Evans and McMillan are not in this week, but they will be next week.
Yeah.
So kind of our last chance to see Igbuka come back to form. But after seeing kind of how he played against Arizona, I am hesitant to play Baker.
Yeah.
Running backs, Bucky looks like the dude again.
Yeah. Play him.
I feel like this is a yes.
Yep. I mean, he only got like 50% of the snaps in his first week back, and he did that in that few amount of snaps, and it will probably increase this week, and it's a bad defense. So I think Bucky's just back to being a every week kind of guy at this point. I mean, even, he's never gone under 10 points this season in the games he's played. He's going to get you close to there, and he might even get you there.
Yeah, I think he could have had a second touchdown too. I think he got called back for a penalty.
Yeah.
So that score is even more deflated than it could be. So yeah, I think that's a lock of the running back play. Kamara's probably not in.
Yeah.
So don't be tempted by that. So it's going to go up to Devin Neal, who was a little disappointing in terms of his opportunity and what he kind of came away with.
They refused to use him for the first half of the game, and then suddenly realized, oh yeah, we have a running back in the second half.
I was looking, did they have Evan Hull?
Yeah, he was leading in touches through the first 20 minutes of game time. And I know because I started him in Devin Neal in my home league and was just like, what are they doing? And then eventually he just got the work. But yeah, I don't know what the Saints were doing. I guess they don't think Neal is that good or trust Neal that much, which, yeah.
As an aside, how disrespectful is it? They don't even have his picture yet, man. It's week 14. He has a picture in the program. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Saints, especially, when you look at the running back snaps. Evan Hull, what do you have? An exploded leg? Last season, he was on the Colts. He was drafted by the Colts, and then his I don't know, broke his leg. Yeah, I'm glad he was in. I'm glad he still has a job. But
yeah, do you play Neal?
No, I don't think you can. Well, because when you think about the Bucs, right, their run defense is usually pretty good. It's been a little weaker in the past few weeks. When you look at what the Patriots did against the Bucs, that was pretty shocking.
Yeah,
but I don't see them really getting beat by Devin Neal a lot.
Yeah,
so I'm not really as interested unless the roster build demands it. I have to play a running back closer to 5,000.
Yeah, which it could. but
They very much could. The wide receivers in this game, I think you can kind of skip over a lot of the expensive ones because the health is a concern. Like Chris Olave really is the only one that, if he's healthy, he's going to put up some numbers. But like we said, Evans I should say this. I think Evans is most likely out. I think Jalen McMillan is most likely out. Leaves with Egbuka and Godwin. I don't know. Do you have a preference on either of those guys?
I mean, I'll always take the younger, more fun talent in Egbuka, but Godwin did almost, I think he dropped like a 40-yard touchdown last week, and you would have felt a lot better playing Godwin if he had just caught it. So I think they're involved. I think the Saints are a bad enough defense that one of them's going to get there. I couldn't tell you which one. So if you have a lean, then go that way. But otherwise, maybe just play Godwin because he's cheaper.
Yeah, and he's probably going to become more relevant as the games, keep going on, right? Like Baker and Godwin did have a pretty tight connection before his injury. I don't think that really changes even with Egbuka there.
Yeah.
So we kind of saw it a little bit like last week. Yeah, I would say lean towards Godwin. And I guess you can throw him in here now. I guess you can play Devon Vele because if he's going to get 15 targets for the past 2 weeks, worth a shot on a team that's going to be losing to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it's funny how my preconceived notions are screaming at me that he's bad, but like in theory, what's the difference between him and Adonai Mitchell besides that one is fun and one is not?
Yeah, one is more of a deep threat and one is just I don't think Devon Vele is really a slant boy, but he's certainly not busting it deep. He's certainly not gonna go over the top.
Yeah. Vele always just throws me off because like he's also a second-year player, but he's like 27.
Yeah.
So you don't
a match made in heaven for Shuck, honestly. They have so much in common.
they probably were roommates in high school, just like everyone else.
Oh gosh. All right, tight ends. I don't think you're playing anyone outside of maybe Juwan Johnson.
He's just so expensive. Like he will get you points, but do you want to pay $4,000 for 9 to 12 points? Like, I guess.
Not really.
I don't think he's going to get you 20 ever. So,
I know 9 targets is crazy, and he only put up 40 yards. Like, how the heck?
Tyler Shuck.
Goodness. Defenses. I think you could probably play the Bucs here.
Yep.
I feel solid about that. If you really want to get wild, you could play the Saints and hope that Baker has his, once in a while trying to be a hero type of game.
Yeah, I think with Bucky back, I don't think he's going to have to do that, to be honest, though.
That is a fair point. That makes a lot. I would agree there. So if I play one, I'm probably playing the Bucs.
Yep.
Okay. Another rainy game. This is going to be a snowy game. This is Cincinnati versus Buffalo in Buffalo, where Joe Burrow will once again continue his push to get the Bengals somehow, some way into the playoffs. He's already 6,500?
Yep. Took 1 week.
All right. That's fine, I guess. Ridiculous.
I'll probably play him.
I'll probably play him too. Real sicko. I am never playing Josh Allen again, man. I swear to God. Every time I play Josh Allen, I'm pretty sure I played Josh Allen in like week 13, and then I feel like I played him in some other. Oh, I played him in a showdown slate.
Yeah.
Against Houston. I'm done with this dude. I'm over it.
I mean, this is the week you can't do that, though. It's the Bengals.
All right. You tell me.
Houston, totally. Against Cincinnati, he could score 50.
Yeah, but who's scoring this 50? What name? Show me the Buffalo wide receiver who's going to catch the 50.
It's not. That's the thing with him is it's never the wide receivers. It's he gets a 50-yard swing pass to Ty Johnson. He rushes for 2 touchdowns. He has a Jackson Hawes 2-yard touchdown. And then maybe he'll throw one to Khalil Shakir. And then, whoops, he's got 50 again. But it's never going to be, Keon Coleman has 3 touchdowns from him. It's just, you play Josh Allen naked until proven otherwise at this point. But against Cincinnati, I think you should play him at least once.
Yeah, I shouldn't be as vindictive as I feel considering the matchup. But yeah, to me, this is also just, I might just click his name right now. Like, this is just by far one of just the easiest layup type of guys.
Yep, he and Achane are going to be the 2 running backs that are played at like a 70+% clip each in all formats, and I think rightfully so.
Get drafted. Yeah, like what he's able to do and with the bad weather game, I do feel very confident that James Cook will put up another 100-yard rushing effort. Chase Brown is interesting, but I don't think I want to play him. Like the Buffalo defense isn't really great, and this game is going to have a really high over/under, so you could play him. 6,700 is, I don't know, I think it's a fair price for someone for what he can do. 7 catches, 7 targets last week.
Yeah. What sucks is that Samaje Perine kind of retook his old role.
What was that about? He had so many snaps.
I know. He's just back healthy, so the Bengals are just back to not playing Chase Brown at 95% clips anymore. And, he can still get there. He got there last week, but he's not going to get passing down work. He's not going to get red zone work. That all went to Perine last week. It's a good play on paper to play Chase Brown, but it's unfortunately feels a little thinner than it should. And at 6,700, that is where it's like, that's kind of prohibitive.
Yeah, it feels gross. Like, we don't really love playing people in timeshares, and when he's that expensive, puts an even worse feeling about it. All right, let's talk about some of the more fun wide receivers, which are the Bengals pass catchers. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. T. Higgins, I think, should play. I think he was practicing earlier this week.
Yeah.
That's an exciting pair of receivers to look at in this matchup.
Yep. Play them both.
If it allows.
Yeah, play them together, play them by themselves, play them stacked, play them unstacked. Buffalo's just not that good of a defense this year. They're kind of the inverse of the Chiefs, where the Chiefs' offense is just bad, but their defense is great, and the Bills' offense is great, and their defense is bad, and both of them are not locks for the playoffs this year somehow, and we live in the upside down.
That's just 2025.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. Yeah, I was kind of more excited when Higgins didn't practice because you could sneak in Yoshivas.
Yeah.
Or if you really, really wanted to chase some targets, you could chase Mitch Tinsley's 9 targets against the Ravens.
Yep.
I was pulling my hair that whole game because I played Yoshivas. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I think it's either taking T. Higgins or Chase.
Yep.
I'm not playing a Bills wide receiver.
Never.
Yeah, this is kind of hilarious when you look at the opponent rank, because the Bengals defense versus the tight end is atrocious. Yep. And it's so off. Like, it's like not even, something you'd be like, oh, you kind of need to look at the details to look at it. No, just look at the game logs. Every tight end against the Bengals have feasted.
Yeah, they gave up 29 fantasy points to Pat Freiermuth. Like, it's just automatic.
You have to be trying to do that. Like, truly. Like, you have to be giving him the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So
this is the 4,300 tight end that I mentioned earlier that I would much rather play than Kyle Pitts if he plays. That is, of course.
Yeah, check out his health.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, if Kincaid plays, I don't care if he's on a 20% snap rate. Like, he will most likely smash the Bengals. He's probably the wide receiver one for this team at this point if he plays. So I'm just, whether I have Josh Allen or not, Kincaid is someone that I want to play a lot if he's healthy.
Yeah, and honestly, and if he's not, I will probably, like, I mean, maybe not Dawson Knox, but I will be tempted to at 2,900.
I think you could.
Where's our boy Hawes? Like, why is he all the way down here? He's got like more touchdowns than Knox, maybe.
He doesn't get targets. He just gets touchdowns.
This is like, that's like the pro. He is the blocking tight end for sure.
Yeah.
But where's how many touchdowns? Yeah, one. Yeah, so Jackson Hawes does have more touchdowns than Dawson Knox. Hilarious. Yeah. But I'm not playing any of the Bengals tight ends. I think that's not a fun time. And I'm not playing either defense.
Nope.
Done. Moving on. Denver, Vegas. Weird game. I think Denver is probably a defense you can pay up for.
Oh yeah, play them.
Play them for sure. I don't like playing Bo Nix ever.
Oh.
And I'm going to continue to not play him. Geno Smith should be lower. Yeah. He's not, so he's not in consideration.
He is the cheapest starting quarterback on the slate, I believe.
Still too expensive.
I think Max Brosmer is more expensive than Geno Smith. That's how little confidence DraftKings has. Wow. I might be wrong. Brosmer might be 4,200, but still, like, that's bad.
That's not good. Like, especially for someone who I had such high hope for Geno Smith this season.
Yep.
Wait, what does he have? Oh, we were so close. Goodness.
Think about how many of those are simply because he has Brock Bowers as well. He probably has like 6 real touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's just for us with the bet me sign next to it over Geno Smith. Yeah, I mean, at least you know what you're getting with the rattlesnake. At least
exactly. You know the odds on the rattlesnake. The odds could be anything on Geno Smith.
I don't even know if I want to play anybody anywhere in this game.
RJ Harvey is interesting.
What is this? What in the world is 13 for 35?
I know.
That's not what he does against the Commanders of all teams too.
But 2 touchdowns. And
I know, yeah.
3 catches.
Doesn't matter.
It's an annoying timeshare. Like, they do play Jaleel McLaughlin for reasons only known to Sean Payton and his quote unquote genius, but the Raiders are just as bad as the Commanders are defensively, and they have basically nothing to play for besides getting the number 1 pick. And J.K. Dobbins is still on IR, and Harvey's probably the cheapest running back that I feel like good about playing on the slate. So I think you should just play him while it's stomachable and hope for the best.
Couldn't say it better than myself. And this Vegas defense is not good. So he will get plenty of work, and he will get close to the end zone and probably score again.
Yeah.
The saddest tale in all of rookie and dynasty land, Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Don't play him.
Oh,
he's becoming a monster in the passing game. I don't think it's going to be enough to save his day. 6,100 is kind of tempting, but I'm probably not going to.
It's the Broncos is the problem. Like, if this was an average defense, then I would be more inclined. I just, Denver's. I mean, he did okay against Denver the first time, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. All right, hold on. Maybe we just talked ourselves into some Genty shares.
Yeah, I don't like 7 to 10. That's you better hope that he's the touchdown. if that repeats, but yeah,
Well, as long as we don't get 6 carries again, we'll be happy.
I mean, the target volume is enough that I do think he is viable. Literally don't expect a thing on the ground. Like, that offensive line is a crime against humanity.
It is in shambles, and that Denver front is good.
I mean, look at his yards per carry average in that screen. There is nothing over 3.3.
Next year, Genty. Next year, for sure.
Hopefully.
Gosh. Okay. Game update. Monty, 35-yard touchdown. Wow.
Didn't know he...
What's the score on this game? It is currently what? Oh, Lions 17, Cowboys 6. How did the Cowboys only have 6? Wow. I love, man. Thank goodness for the Dallas Cowboys and just their constant dedication to getting fantasy points.
Yeah.
All right. Let's quickly just wrap up here. Wide receivers: Sutton, Franklin.
I'd play Sutton. I think
he's been quieter. He did have a good game against Washington.
Yeah, he's always going to get the targets. It's just, will Bo Nix actually connect with him on them? And the Raiders are a decent bet to say yes on. The big thing, Troy Franklin was the wide receiver 1 and is now possibly the wide receiver 3. Pat Bryant is suddenly playing like 70% of the snaps and is just hot on everyone's heels and has played well the last few weeks.
Wow, 13 targets in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, like they had Troy Franklin in this role. It was working, and then Sean Payton decided, actually, I want to play the rookie in this role now and kind of shuffle the guy that's playing well into the background.
No words. Yeah,
I am sworn off of drafting anyone on Sean Payton's offense in best ball ever again. Like, this man is beyond frustrating.
Remember Marvin Mims? Remember him? Remember his like design touches?
He's I'm sure in the last few weeks of the season he's just going to have like 2 20-point games out of nowhere because Sean Payton.
Man, what we're frustrated. I can't imagine being a player on this team.
Yeah, it's just
like, suddenly being like, why is my number never getting called?
Just like, you might get the ball.
Or see you later. Yeah, no one on the Raiders I'm playing outside of Brock Bowers. I think that seems safe.
Yep, play Brock Bowers. You might get 40, you might get 4. But the fact that you might get 40 in the tight end, it means you should play him.
Like, dude, just throw him the ball.
Like, the week 9 to week 10 is like the most absurd stat line I've ever seen in my life. Like, the fact that Chip Kelly wasn't fired after that game is baffling to me. How do you give Brock Bowers 3 targets after you gave him 13 the week before?
Because they figured it out. They figured us out, man. We had to switch it up. Make sure, we got to keep them on their toes and not throw the ball to our best player.
Yeah, against the Broncos,
Our division rival. Well, maybe not rivals, because it's pretty one-sided.
Yeah. But you should still play him because Chip Kelly's gone, so it can't possibly get worse.
Yeah, bad man's gone. Defenses play the Broncos.
Yep. You might be able to play the Raiders. I wouldn't say yes, but you might be able to. It's Bo Nix. And Bo Nix loves to turn the ball over. See, this is how you get tricked. Like, the last time they played, the 2 picks, 10 points. Like, come on. But you're absolutely right. Max Crosby's on that field, so a sack is always on an option. Gross. All right, let's go to last 2 games here. Arizona and Los Angeles.
Do we
the
just
line,
do
Bart.
it again, man? Just no fear.
Say the line. He's
Ah,
going to score over 20 points on DraftKings again.
yay!
Like, it looked like it would finally come to an end last week, and then it just didn't. He just got there again.
How's his arm still attached? Like,
He got to rest the
thank
first
you.
half of the season. So
Thank you for your service, Jacoby Brissett. You have been so pivotal to so
Yep.
many lineups. And like I've found recently that you kind of can't get a lineup in without Jacoby Brissett recently. So like if you are in like a cash game,
Yeah.
it's almost like you might not be able to play Jacoby because he's like more than chalk. He's like everyone else is just auto first click.
I mean, he's probably in our lineup again. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Stafford's also probably just perfect. Like he's at 7,000, but
Yeah, he's
maybe
pricey.
maybe it's not good. Maybe this is actually too much because he's not going to give you the rushing floor that you need to really get that.
I mean, he would have been better last week had he not thrown the pick 6 and another pick and lost a fumble. So, I mean, that's like, what, 5-7-ish points lost right there in DraftKings scoring. So
Yeah,
he would have gotten you there again, but I don't know. It's a division game. The Rams usually destroy the Cardinals, but could also just be a hand Kyron the ball 25 times and Blake Corum 15 times and let Stafford have a break kind of game just as easily. So 7K is pretty pricey.
yeah. I'm interested a little less in Stafford, especially when Jacoby Brissett's on the other side of the ball. The other side of the ball. Fantasy leagues need to change the rules to allow yards on pass interference calls. If that happened, man, George Pickens would be the number 101 for sure.
I wouldn't allow the yards, but I do think there should be some type of point value, like DPI is drawn, like 0.25 points or something.
Oh, I was gonna say like 2 points. 0.25 is a little bit better, probably a little more reasonable.
Yeah, I could.
Well,
I could
actually,
be
we'll have like half or one, depending on what your points per reception is. Just give them that many points.
I think it should be half of whatever your points per reception are. So if it's full PPR, I think you should get 0.5 for DPI.
I like that.
It's not a catch, and it shouldn't be counted as a catch, but you did do something productive offensively and should be rewarded in fantasy. Yeah.
In sync. All right. Kyron Williams, is he going to play?
Probably.
I only say this because he left the game, came back in, has an ankle sprain-ish thing. And this team's certainly looking towards the playoffs instead of trying to like.
Blake Corum has more red zone touches than Kyron in the last couple games.
I like this guy.
Yeah. Like
I kind of think he might play a huge role this week for sure.
I don't know if I would play him in DFS, but I do think that he's a decent flex in redraft, and he's probably going to be a thorn in the side of Kyron for DFS. So I think I might just avoid the Rams backfield, even though together they will probably get there. It's just going to be hard to predict who's getting what and who gets the touchdown or two.
Yeah, and that's always just a headache. And to be honest, I feel the same way about the Cardinals backfield.
Yeah.
Vastly cheaper, but so many options between Bam Knight, Mike Carter.
I don't think Trey Benson comes back.
I don't think he's playing either.
I think he just doesn't get activated and is just done for the year. I think pretty sure he re-aggravated something and they're just not reporting it.
Yeah, a smarter bet would be just rest him. He's still young. Please just keep him healthy for next season when you can actually probably compete again.
Yeah, season's lost. There's no reason to bring him back.
Wide receivers, a lot of great options, honestly, in this game. It just depends on what you want to pay for.
That's why I'm like hesitant to say don't play Stafford, because I want to play both receivers. And so I'm like, well, if both receivers are going to get there, then in theory, Stafford is too.
I was gonna say, is Devontae even really getting there because he gets 1 yard, 1 catch, 1 touchdown? But yeah, he does.
He's their goal line back.
It's awesome. It's so stupid.
Yep.
But yeah, Puka, awesome as always. Devontae Adams, awesome as always.
Yep.
Marvin Harrison Jr. might not play. Yeah, he popped up on the injury report.
Well, he left the game early with a heel injury last week.
Okay.
It's been plaguing him all week. So the way that I would do it is if Marvin Harrison plays, play him. If he doesn't play Michael Wilson and smash Michael Wilson and lock Michael Wilson because he's once again cheap and he's just going to do what he did the 2 weeks without Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. I don't think you played Dortch. I don't think you really were that. Did Xavier, who scored? Oh no, not Xavier Weaver. Xavier Smith scored.
Yeah.
Obviously. Wait, no, maybe he didn't. I feel like
got 82 yards. So.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, but Tutu's back.
Oh, okay. So no, can't play him either.
Yeah. Are you ready for this tight end price?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Wait, is he more than Puka?
He's more than Devontae. 700 less than Puka.
Hey, guess what? That's it. I'm clicking it anyway, man. Look at this. Look at this.
I know, but 8K at tight end is
this might be the break. This might be the breaking point. I think it might just be too much.
Like he's more than Devontae Adams. I think he's like the third highest receiving option on the slate, or maybe fourth. I think it's just Chase, Puka, and JSN that are more expensive.
I can't believe that.
He absolutely has to catch a touchdown to pay off. He probably needs to catch two to really
he needs to catch more than one. Yeah, like he certainly needs to do this over and over again.
Yeah, which he can and has been, but it's you basically have to guarantee it. And like I said, there's not savings on this slate. So like paying $8,000 for a position that you can go down to $2,900, $3K, like you better have real conviction in your cheap plays elsewhere.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for keeping that secret the whole time. Because
when you told me you hadn't looked at pricing yet, I'm like, well,
you're gonna love this.
He's more expensive than all the quarterbacks, all of them, more than Josh Allen.
I love this. I love this so much because he's better than Josh Allen. Can't go with that one. But all right, let's get out of this game. I mean, you can play the Rams if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, they did just get beat up by the Panthers. I think that was. I don't want to say it's fluky, but like
that was a pick six and a couple broken plays. To be honest,
it was a little bit of shenaniganry, if I do say so myself.
Yep.
All right, let's get this last game here. Chicago, Green Bay for the first seed in the NFC. I don't know if I want to play either quarterback. I do actually like Jordan Love in this matchup here. If I weren't going to play Jacoby, I probably would play Jordan Love. Caleb Williams, to me, is someone you don't play.
Yeah. Ben Johnson is succeeding by hiding him, kind of, and just accepting that he's going to be wild for 40% of the game, but they're winning because they're keeping it to 40% of the game instead of last year where it was like 70% of the game. So he'll probably have to throw in this game. I don't think they can just give the ball to Swift and Monangai and say, hey, carry it all game. So in that respect, he's semi-interesting, but it's one of those ones where it's like you can play him, but it's not going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it. This is at Green Bay as well.
Yep.
Like this screams to me like it's going to be, look, we know Green Bay is good at run defense. The Green Bay defense is very good. I think we just test them over and over and over again with Monangai and Swift. And honestly, in that regard, like I am kind of tempted to look towards Monungai's way. I don't think they're gonna do the same thing that they did against Philly, but seeing that it's in the realm of possibility, fascinating to me.
Yeah. Swift was interesting because Monungai didn't practice yesterday, but he was limited today. So if Monungai misses, Swift is a jam. Otherwise, it's kind of a gross timeshare, but it's probably the best of the timeshares in the league. Detroit is, but I'd say Chicago as Detroit Junior is, definitely like a solid second place. So I think they're both playable, but Swift, you need lots of passing work, and Monungai, you need the touchdown.
Josh Jacobs is someone who can be tempting, but I'm just not gonna. I don't think this week. He has a similar like vibe to like a Derrick Henry, where he's going to beat the crap out of you in a cold weather game.
Yep.
But for some reason, I don't know. I'm not as optimistic.
I mean, Chicago's a bad run defense, so he is tempting for sure. I would definitely not play like him and Henry in a lineup, but I think like if you find the cost of Achane prohibitive, I think it's reasonable to say I'd rather go down to Jacobs at 6,800 and pair him with James Cook instead.
I dig that for sure. All right, the wideouts. I don't know if you can, in good conscience, play Roma Dunze.
No.
And everyone else is just exactly that. Shoulder shrug. Take a guess.
Christian Watson's
5,200. Dontavian Wicks is still under 4,000.
Yeah.
Can he do what he did? Maybe.
I mean, I think it really does come down to, does Jaden Reed play? Does Matthew Golden play? If both of them are out again, I think you see a pretty similar setup to last week where you'll want Watson, you'll want one of Wicks or Dobbs, whoever ends up getting more targets. If one of or both of Reed and Golden are playing, I don't think you play anyone because God knows how that's going to look at this point. It's a 5 wide receivers set of guys that could all play anywhere from 80 to 40% of snaps. So play Jordan Love, but I think you play him naked.
Probably the safer thing to do. Yeah. I would say, if anything, I'm like tempted to chase Dontavian Wicks. This dude always gets targets. He's constantly involved. The biggest question always is just, is he going to catch the dang ball? And, Christian Watson, I think at 5,200 is certainly interesting because he's a deep threat. Just saw it against Detroit on Thanksgiving. Like, that is his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Does he get there against Chicago? Probably. But Chicago's pass defense does make turnovers. They've actually been kind of surprising.
Yeah. But they also they give it up at the same time. It's kind of a boom or bust. So I think it's that kind of week of Jordan Love could give you 8 points or he could give you 33, and it's probably not going to be anywhere in between.
Don't you just love the NFC North?
Yeah.
Tight ends are cool. Like Colson Loveland might be interesting enough to play in this game.
Yep.
I think you could just do it anyway. 3,200 seems good enough to me.
Yeah. I also want to bring up, we did say no Bears receivers. I do think you can play Luther Burden. He's just a full-time receiver now. They haven't had to throw the ball very much in the past. Basically, since he became a full-time receiver, they just haven't thrown the ball that much, but he is consistently getting targets. He is getting designed looks. He's good. He's athletic. He's young. He has the ability to explode, and he's cheap, most importantly. He's pretty much the only receiver under 4K that's playable on this slate. So if you want to just see if you can can pick it before it happens, I think he's a good bet to do that. But especially in a game where Chicago may have to throw more. So someone I wanted to throw out. But
I like
Loveland,
the call a lot. I like the call a lot because Roma Dunze might not play this game. And my first thought was go get DJ Moore, but why not just get the better version of DJ Moore? I should say the cheaper version of DJ Moore.
Yeah.
In Luther Burden. So
no, he's the better version too.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. Defenses, I would skip both. I don't like the opportunity for either team to kind of go nuclear.
Yeah, I mean, both quarterbacks can turn it over, but it's a thin bet that they will.
Yeah. So I would just wash. I don't know. I don't think there's a need to try to save money here on the Bears because there's a lot of better options that are a little cheaper too.
Yep.
Wow. We've done it. We got through. I'm going to say just based on the time of our show, I'm not sure if we have enough time to really break down a lineup. I don't know if you wrote down a team that you kind of like, but if you were to start with Achane and Cook, like I'll punt it over to you real quick. Yeah. How else would you like to fill out this roster? Can you do it in under 5 minutes?
I can definitely do it in under 5 minutes. Let me get these guys added on my own screen so I can see what I'm looking at here. First things first, tight end, you're going cheap. I would look, honestly, I might go Loveland at 32, just get some savings, make it easier to fit in some other good plays. In a similar vein at defense, let's see here. I think I'm going to go Steelers. I don't think Lamar is right, and I don't think that the Steelers are good enough that they will get to him multiple times. Michael Wilson, we're going to assume that Marvin Harrison doesn't play in this game. So we're going to have Jacoby with Michael Wilson. Let's go Jacoby Myers as well.
I like that.
Projects well. He's going to get targets. It's a good game environment. He's affordable.
Oh, may I offer a little Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, that's a great play to fill that out. So that gives us what, 5,400? Yeah, 5,400.
Maybe. I clicked it and I actually didn't love it myself. Now I'm curious if we look up a little bit. Who are we missing out on?
Still no one great, honestly. Like, not until Harvey at 57. But even then, that's a thin play. Interesting. I mean, you could go Pittman. Just say that that's a good game environment of Indy and Jacksonville. You already have Myers, have Pittman on the other side, and it's weird to have a double wide receiver or have a wide receiver in the flex, but I think it's perfectly viable. You don't have any studs at wide receiver this week, but I think Achane and Cook are just such great projections that you just expect them to give you 20 each, and everything else you get out of wide receiver is going to determine how you finish on the slate.
It's just really, I was gonna say it's just really hard to skip on those two guys, and I think the main question mark is just Pittman, I'm happy with that type of lineup. Like, that's fine with me.
Yep.
Plenty of upside. A pretty well-rounded roster, if anything.
Yeah. Lots of targets.
Plenty of opportunity, and that's what we need for a big day. All right. That's going to do it for us here today on Get Tilted. a long one for you because we just missed you so much. So we wanted to hang out an extra long time. So thanks everybody for hopping in and tuning in. Tim, any last questions, comments, concerns?
I don't think so. Good luck to everyone in trying to get into your fantasy playoffs. It's the last week of the regular season and best ball tournament, so this is a big week for everyone, and the NFL was kind enough to put multiple teams on bye just to make it stupid. So yeah, good luck, and hopefully we can have some good sweats and some good outcomes in the next few weeks.
Here's to hoping, and here's to all those 50-point over-unders this weekend.
Yeah.
So lucky for us, and hopefully they all hit the over. But thank you again all for tuning in. We will see you next time on Get Tilted next Thursday. Until then, best of luck in all your slates going forward. Good night.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.